Eoin Leahy, 22nd of March. Second call after the visit last week. Eoin noticed that the heat pump, which is this one, which pumps between the heat pump and the buffer tank, was not working. And as I get by, Eoin disconnected it and put it into a plug top, and then it ran. However, he did notice that the heat pump then ran all the time, which was quite unusual because the two things should be not linked at all. In that the circulation pump not running and the heat pump running all the time are equal and opposite faults. So started to track it today, and first thing I noticed was that we were getting power to this point, which was the power for this pump, so that contradicted what was happening earlier over the weekend. But it transpires that that's because the thermostat, which is outside in the heat pump, when that switch is on, when the light is on here, we get power to the underfloor pump. When the light is off, then we don't get any power. Sorry, let me rephrase. When the thermostat light is on, we get power to the heat pump, and when it's off, we don't get any. When the thermostat light is off, we don't get any power to the heat pump, which would mean that it would sometimes be not running. Anyway, when Eoin put that, anyway, after much tracing of wiring, because this box is far too small for its design purpose, really. The net result is everything is in the way. So it transpired that this soft start, which has an on signal just like the new one, with me. This soft start was switching the heat pump on even when it did not have an on signal. So this is like the on signal, which tells the heat pump to turn on, and then the output to the heat pump is there on the new one. But the output was on all the time. The net result is the heat pump only turned off when it reached high pressure or low pressure, which are two internal switches outside the heat pump. But they are kind of a safety, and we were just lucky the heat pump didn't burn out there. So it transpired that what was happening was the heat pump was on all the time. It would get up to the thermostat temperature. The thermostat would then shut off the pump from the heat pump, but the heat pump would keep running, and it would keep building temperature outside in the heat pump until the high pressure switch tripped, and then the heat pump would actually turn off for a little while that high pressure switch was tripped, and then it probably what was happening after some time was the thermostat was then cooling down while that was tripped and starting the pump again, and that cycle continued for a while until Eoin connected the circulation pump directly with the pump, and then it ran full time. But we were just lucky that the heat pump didn't burn out, because this high pressure switch outside, the low pressure switch, and the thermostat switch, all in series, if any one of them is up, it tells the heat pump to turn off, and in this instance it wasn't turning off. It's just tripped in there again, and but we managed to catch it in time. Everything seems to be fine now with the soft start changed to the new one. I rerouted some wiring in here, and then we have one final. I'm just testing everything now, and it all looks fine. It's all turning off with the thermostat and turning on with the thermostat, and heating fine. And I have one issue with the size of this. It doesn't fit back in, so we can see that the width, the new one is wider. It's actually deeper quite a bit, and it's well, it's not maybe just a little longer, but it's the other two dimensions that really matter. The new one will not fit in the box, so we're going to have to improvise. Longer term, I think it would be prudent, but not necessary, to replace this box, which would be probably a day and a half's labour, maybe 2 days labour, and as well. So that's it for the moment.